Hey everyone, Victor Nuno here, the Fancy Hockey Doctor, and I want to talk to you about one of my favorite players, prospect Ilya Protas or Protas. And he is super skilled and super exciting. We saw him make his debut at the end of the NHL season. Just to give a little bit more context, he is the younger brother of Alexei Protas and similar size, 6'5", 225, really big potential, and he has come along, I would say, quite a bit faster than his brother. We know his brother was a little bit of a late bloomer and sort of exploded a couple of years ago to have some meaningful contribution, not out of this world. He's not like an absolute must have or must roster in any format, but certainly a guy who was sort of found money and ended up being pretty valuable. He had that 71 point pace a couple of seasons ago, kind of regressed back to a 56 point player. He's probably in that 60 to 70 point range long term. It's important to note that Ilya is super young for his draft year, a July 18th birth date, and he played essentially when he was during his draft minus one season, he was in a Belarusian junior league. So there's really no equivalency for that. And then he had a pretty modest year in the USHL during his draft season, but then exploded in the OHL in Windsor and then had an incredible 19-year-old season for Hershey this season. And he's still 19 as I'm recording this. He's still got a couple more months until he can turn 20. And we saw him for a few games, point per game with the Capitals, 4 points in 4 games. We'll look at some highlights in a minute, but I just wanted to give that context. And when you look at some of the analytics, it shows that he is, pretty modest star potential still, 11%, which is much higher than his brother. But again, both of them had zero equivalency for their draft minus one season, and hockey prospecting kind of penalizes you when you don't have that. So that's important to note. In my ranks, and I'll show you the card here in a second, I have him at a 7.85. Right now, the only forwards who are ahead of him at Ivan Demidov and Macklin Celebrini, and those are both going to graduate this year. So he's ahead of Porter Martone, Michael Hayes, Igor Chernyshov, Beckett Seneca. I might have to reevaluate some of those, but that's as high as I think of him. I think the world of him. I think he's going to be an awesome player. I think he has more upside than his brother. So let's take a look at some of the videos and I'll kind of walk through why I think he's so exciting. So here's his Fantasy Hockey Life player card. You can see here that I have him at the 7.85. That means 85% chance of being a 7 out of 10 on your roster, a guy you pretty much start all the time, well above average. Maybe not your superstar Macklin Celebrini type, but certainly someone who is valuable to your roster and that you start most of the time, if not all the time. This is from his AHL time. A couple of things you can see here. He's scoring a lot, and his net expected goals scoring chances are really high. So are his assist rate. He's not the biggest basher, but he does block a lot of shots, which is good. And his play driving was pretty exceptional. Some of his transition wasn't always great, but I think you'll see here that there's a little bit more to the story with Protas. So we're going to see him at a couple different levels, some from his OHL time, his AHL time, and NHL time. This is just looking at where his goals have come from, and you can see that a lot of them come from in tight, as well as his shots. There he is right there, number 40. And you see the little tip and the little nut front play, and he's able to get that in. Here we see him again, coming in to frame, was his teammate, and he's boxing out his player and banking in the rebound. I want to back this play up just a little bit because this is such a smart play. You see what he does here. Take a look at him. He comes in and he doesn't just oh, this is the previous play. Sorry. He gets his stick in the right position and then he cleans up the rebound. Right here. I want you to look at this one too. Look how he battles for that puck and stays in the right position. Sorry, I'm going to back that up a little bit more. Here he is cleaning up the rebound there and tucking that home really nicely. Here he is up here at the top of the screen. So look how he presents his stick. You see how he presents his stick there? Such a smart little play. He boxes out, gets body position on the defenseman, and the puck doesn't come directly to him off the pass, but he's in perfect position for the rebound and he tucks it in very easily. But that's because he established that body position. Here he is, 62 up here, just banking that rebound. I want to back this one up too because he's scoring on a good NHL goalie there. And when he gets this rebound, The tempting thing would be, see how the rebound comes to him? The tempting thing would be to put that short side, but he doesn't do that. He knows that the goalie is going to be sliding across. So what does he do? He waits for him to move and then banks it right through the 5 hole. Super smart goal scoring play. Really soft hands, big man around the net. Let's look at some of his playmaking here. So here he is getting the puck. He's not the fastest guy, but he gets to his spots. He also stays there open for the pass back if the player wanted it, which would have been an easy tap in. Look at, there he is right there, wide open for the tap in, but he allows his teammate. His teammate finishes it for him, so no need to worry about that. Here he is collecting the puck. Nice, dangerous cross seam pass there, and just wide open. Not the easiest shot, but able to bank home that goal. Look at between the legs, perfect inner slot pass and the goal. Here he is in the NHL, pushing the puck ahead, back from his brother, and then across. Doesn't quite get the goal, but nice little give and go to create a scoring chance. Here he is in the AHL, puck battles, winning. He's big, strong, physical, able to win that puck and dig it out of the half wall. Here he is again battling in front of the net defensively, so does not let that player come to the front of the net. Body position, wins the puck, comes out front, maybe a little dangerous there, kind of loses it a little bit, but ends up okay. Probably could do a little bit better with that decision, but overall it was all right. Battling behind the net here. So he's engaged, you know. This is why they think he might be able to play center also. He's engaged in the middle of the ice, not just on the periphery. He's not the fastest guy, but he's really good at getting in the zone, and there he is creating another chance and scoring. In the AHL, he was the trailer that brought the puck into the zone. And you'll see here in a second, they also let him do that in the NHL, which I think is pretty telling. But he's the one who generally is gaining entry on the power play, and also he does it a lot at neutral even strength too. And it's not that he's the fastest guy, but he's really smart and picks his spots of where he needs to be. Here he is, kind of weaving around. See that nice little move there, and then dumping it off for his teammate. And then he still stays engaged in that play as it went on a little bit further. Nice little dipsy do here, coming around and putting the puck in the net, driving the net. That's what he's really, really good at. Does the same thing here, all the way around and then back. An incredible soft hands there. Here he is in the NHL doing the same thing, gaining entry, getting it over to his teammate. Pretty impressive that they trust him with that task at the NHL level. But he's just so good at getting the puck in. He's so strong. He's so sure-handed. He's not going to fumble it. Here's the Fantasy Hockey Life skater card again. Definitely someone that you should probably inquire on. The price is probably going up and up and up. But, hey, maybe you can still get a little bit of value there. Definitely one of my favorite players. And it's just super cool story also that he gets to play with his big brother. And that line, if they stick the Protases together with Tom Wilson, is going to be an absolute truckload to handle for all teams next year. It's going to be really fun to watch. And I think that they could probably spread that out a little bit too. So the Capitals should be much better next year. They dealt with a lot of injuries this past year, including Dubois, who was a really important piece for them. And I know Ovi's getting older, but this new wave is looking pretty exciting. They also have Andrew Cristall and Cole Hudson, who we talked about recently. It's going to be a really fun group to look forward to, and Ilya Protas is going to be an important part of that. And I do think his upside is greater than his brother. So if you think he's just going to be another iteration of that, I think that there's more here with Ilya. So go out and acquire a piece if you can. But that's all for now. Fantasy Hockey Doctor is out.